How are you? Yeah, if you're new, like and subscribe, bro. I'd really appreciate it. Where are you from? Who cares if you're Muslim? From Palestine. Look, I understand, but you know, maybe just be a little nicer. But yeah, good morning, Sandy. It's actually afternoon here. It's 4:41 p.m. How are you? I just gone for a walk again because when I talk in the fucking apartment, everyone can hear everything. How is the stream connection quality? You know, my mother's telling me not to change networks because then you'll owe the company money. She said it's better to save and then pay them what you owe them then, because you don't want them like tracking you back, like, but it's a contract thing, you know. But I remember before I had a phone that didn't have insurance, that was on a contract, got stolen, and I never paid it back. I just threw the SIM away, got another SIM, and just fucking, you know, just changed my bank card so they couldn't deduct money. Just said to the bank I lost it, and they never followed me up on it. But I don't know, maybe they're stricter. I don't recommend it, but it's a fucking nuisance when I'm trying to stream. You know, you're on a contract with a company, you're trying to stream, and then it's just like lagging and kicking you out and buffering, you know. Bro, what's he talking about? Did Shahada, bro? Bro, this guy must be trolling, bro. He must be getting me mixed up with somebody else, bro. He said I converted to a Muslim. You must be getting me confused with someone else, bro. Or you must be joking and taking the piss with me, bro. I'm good, thank you. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm okay, yeah. Lana, your girl. Hi, how are you? I've been kind of tired today, Sandy. I cleaned the place, washed the dishes. mopped the floor, went for a walk with my mother, got some chips to eat. Not the chips you're thinking of, the chips we have, the fries. And then I just bought some food shopping. Yeah. Tiger goes live really, really late though. Really, really late. Like, he doesn't start till like 1 a.m. Irish time. And it's not ideal because I'm trying to get into the habit of like going to bed early. But I understand it's a completely different time zone, different schedule. Probably has to get home from work and he wants to relax before he goes live. I get it. Then he probably has to do a bit of cleaning too. I understand. But I don't really get to stick around for long, I wish he would start earlier lives, but I get it. He's working like. Tommy Lacey, hello. Positivity, hello. Could everybody subscribe, please? I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're nearly at 200, and I've only been doing this about maybe 2.5 weeks, not even 3 weeks, and I'm nearly at 200. So I'd say I'll be at 1,000 in no time. I think you need like 1,000 to like put a super chat. Kid, I'm in Dublin in Ireland, just near the coast, going for a walk. Shit. Sandy, are you still there? Fuck. I was supposed to go into the city today for the stream. He wanted me to go into the city for the stream. I fucking forgot about that. It's hard to remember all these things. I have a million things going on at once. There's a Turkish guy here. He wanted me to go into the city. He said it'd be cool. It'd be more interesting. But I have so many things going on. It's, you forget sometimes. Maybe tomorrow instead, like 100%. Yeah, it is looking beautiful. Subscribing now. Oh, thanks, bro. Where in Limerick are you from, bro? I was in Limerick last year in the city. I didn't really like it, to be honest, but I'd say there's a lot nicer places if you leave the city, just like everywhere. Dublin City's gone to shit now, but there's places outside that are nice. Try to get a bike, do Uber, then work on a business. Not a bad idea, bro. Just gotta save. I'm only starting to save recently because I've been fucking drinking too much and just wasting money. But I'm only starting to save recently now. Next time. Me, bro, I should call out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, bro. I've heard of it, but I've never been there. The only place in Limerick I've ever been is the city. That's it. I was only passing through. I was going to Clare, and I had to get a train from Dublin to Limerick. Then I had to wait a little bit, and then I had to get another train then, or a bus or something. Oh, if you're wondering where I am, I'm in Sandy Cove, Dublin. Just going for a walk along the coast. Saw in movies. Are you in Ireland? Yeah, I am, bro. Yeah, it is. Can't you get these like cases that are waterproof so you could swim and stream at the same time? And you put your phone in it. What was that car that just went by? I don't know, but it looked like a nice one. I've never seen it before. It looked classic. That's crazy, that person's house. No, I don't, but I want to get one. But where I'm staying at the moment, I'm not allowed to have pets. But I'm trying to move out every single day. I'm looking for new places, but it's hard. Like, it's really hard in this economy. Like, there's a lack of housing. There's more people in the country than there is houses. And obviously, immigration doesn't help the situation, you know? Yeah, I think it's because the walls are paper thin and you can hear everything. It's a really old building. And I think if there was pets barking and stuff, it could just cause problems. You can't even have visitors as well, which is terrible. But he does let me bring my mother for half an hour or an hour, like just to sit and chat, like at the bare minimum. But like other people, friends and stuff, no, like you can't. He'll just probably think they'll be noisy. People will be complaining, but it's really annoying. It is really annoying. You get lonely, like, you know. But what can you do? Like, I've got a dog. Hi from Australia. Hello. How are you? Look what someone wrote there. People are pissed, aren't they? Got a dog. Yeah, I love dogs. What type of dog is it? Good, thanks. Yeah. There's loads of Irish in Australia, I heard. Like loads. Labradoodle, that's nice. Countries. Yeah, bro. Bro, I didn't mean to hide your message. That was a mistake, bro. I meant to show your message. Hair blows all over the place with the fucking wind. It's not even that warm. There is some people chilling out on the beach, but it's still kind of chilly. Like, what does Pigma? That's not how you say it. It's Pogma home. It means I'm not gonna say I need to wait till I go past the people, but it means kiss my ass is what it means. He's lying right next to me. Oh, that's nice. My dog likes to eat raw materials. What kind of raw materials? What does that mean? Someone's performing here. Bro, you paying attention? Labradoodle, yeah. Now I've learned. Hi, Irish boy, how are you today? Oh, I'm good, bro. How are you? I was supposed to go into the city today, but I forgot. Like, my mother came to drop me off some food, and then she wanted to hang out, and then I just got distracted and I just totally forgot. Because there was a guy that came here yesterday from Turkey and he was asking me to go into the city to show him around the place, and it's more busier, it'd be more interesting. I said I would and I forgot. And I'm kind of tired because I've kind of been out already today. So I'm just gonna make it tomorrow a priority to do it, and just don't forget. You know, I don't think he'll be mad. Like, look, it happens, you know. I'm always good. That's great. There's some kids above me playing a game called Poopy Playtime. I'm Irish American. My dad was a literal leprechaun. Really? Follow you like this show? Still a game. Okay, don't worry. I have a terrible memory. I can forget things really easily. Like, somebody can say to me, "Oh, can you meet me tomorrow?" or something, or "Can you meet me on Friday at 2 o'clock?" and then it might be 2 or 3 days away, and then the time comes, and then you forget, and then the person's like, "Oh, I'm waiting. Are you? Where are you?" "Oh shit, sorry, I forgot. I need to get dressed." I think that can be like a mix of things. Like, it can be like stress, anxious, maybe ADHD as well. I don't know. Bro, we're actually doing really well, you know. Michael, yeah, I've been only streaming about 2.5 weeks, and I'm already at, I think, nearly 200 subs, which is not bad. Like, if that's 200 in like 2.5 weeks, like, I should be at 1,000 in no time. Anytime I see a nice car, I'll put it on my shorts because that gets attention and actually gains some subscribers. But cars like these, they're not interesting. They're just too basic. You need to find like a classic or a sports car or something. Do you remember I was in your chat yesterday? I think so. Were you here long? Was your opinion on 6-7? I don't know who invented it. I didn't look into it. I have a lot going on in my life that I don't really have the time or really care to look into it. I probably will sometime look into it. But it's a little bit funny. Yeah, it is kind of a little bit funny. You know? Yeah. But it's kind of just getting old and just stupid, like, you know? Like, when is it going to die out? You know, it's going to be one of those things that it'll eventually die out until they find something else. And then it'll just be something else next time, you know? What do you think about Trump? See, that's the thing, bro. This is like a topic where if I talk about it, there's going to be people that are going to unsubscribe. And then there's going to be people that are going to subscribe and they are going to like me. Okay, I'm not going to speak too much, but he's good in a lot of ways, but some things are stupid that he's doing as well. You know, put it that way. Good as the newcomers. Yeah, man, it's annoying, you know. I know it's wrong, but then you talk about it, and then you talk about it, and then you just work yourself up, and then there's nothing you can do about it. You know, I'm not the government, you know. And then you just spend so much time talking on it that you're not focused, and then you only get yourself annoyed. Like, yeah, I know, I think it's fucked up, it shouldn't be happening. But what can you do? Like, I've spoke about it like nearly every day now for the past week because someone keeps bringing it up. And like, it gets to a stage where you just kind of get fed up of it. Because I just want to live my life, you know. But yeah, I do think it's terrible. It shouldn't be happening, but it is. Wars heating up, yeah, exactly. And we remember we were talking about girls as well. Speaking of girls, there's a nice looking girl that's on the beach. But the thing is, like, they just want to be left alone, you know. They don't really want someone to be coming up to them. Like, you know, I already understand them already. You know, like, the thing is with them is that, like, if you want me to explain it, I'll explain it. Like, they can get sex whenever, because no guy's going to turn it down, and most guys have a much higher sex drive and want it way more than women. So if you ask a girl out or say, hey, you're cute, oh, like, I like your bag, or I like your outfit, you know, like, they might just say thanks and keep walking, because they're not in any rush to get sex or to get a relationship, because they can just ask any guy at any time, and, you know, they're not going to say no. The guy's not going to say no, because if he says no now, he might not get sex for another 6 months or a year. You know, unless he pays for it or unless he's in a relationship. But, you know, people don't want to pay for it because it's a waste of money, and not everybody is in a relationship. But, like, if a girl comes up to me now, or just to a guy in general, and she asks you out, like, if she's good looking, most guys are not going to say no, because if they say no now, they might not get the opportunity for another 6 months to a year or longer. So they have that advantage. That's the thing. And then a lot of them just only care about money as well, you know. Like, when you're a teenager, when I was in school, all you needed to be was at least a nice person and, you know, handsome, decent looking at least. But then when you get to your 20s, they just expect you to have a car and a job and blah, blah, blah. And, like, even if you work in McDonald's, you know, that's not good enough for them. But yet we don't care if you work there. Sometimes if you don't have a car, it's not good enough for them. But yet we don't care if you don't have a car. I'm not saying they're all like that, but that's the way most of it is nowadays. So that's why most of the time I don't even bother. People say on the stream, oh, go up to a girl, go up to a girl. Most of the time I just get sick of it, bro. It just depends. But people like talk about this. Exactly. But you don't understand what I'm saying, guys. You know? But then again, you know, you might get lucky. You know, you might find a girl that actually, you know, truly likes you. And you could have a great conversation. But, you know, they're hard to meet, like, nowadays. Like, if you go up to 10, like, not even 10, I would say if you go up to 15 or 16, like, only one of them is probably going to give you their Instagram. And who knows if it'll even go anywhere. Yeah, it's interesting what you're saying. Yeah, bro, I've learned a lot at this age, to know. And I think the internet has ruined dating. Like, if you go to a girl on the street or in a park bench and you start talking to her, they see it as weird or creepy or something, like, sometimes. But the thing is with the internet is that it's not seen like that. It's just so normalized. And then it makes it even harder, because back in the day before internet, you'd have to go approach a girl in person. And a lot of people didn't have confidence to do that. So if you were to approach a girl in the street, that would be seen like, oh, this guy has confidence, and there wouldn't be really many approaching them. So you'd have more of a chance to get into the relationship with them, or to get sex or something. But I feel like because there's so many guys on the dating app or wherever they are scrolling and scrolling, like, the girl is scrolling and there's so many guys, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. There's just too many opportunities. There's too much options. So it's like trying to win the lottery, trying to get them to respond back most of the time, you know? Yeah. Like, but anytime I ever meet a good, decent girl that truly actually likes me, they always live in a completely different continent. Like in Asia or in Africa or in South America. And then you're kind of thinking to yourself, do they actually like me for me? Or are they just trying to just get a passport? Do they just think that you're rich or something because you're from Europe? Are they just trying to use you as a gateway to get into Europe? You know? That's what you think sometimes, you know? Like, why can you never meet a true decent girl that lives in your area? I mean, I've had a lot of girls in my time. You know, I've been lucky. But the problem is they were never the true ones. Like, they were girls that found you good looking, that wanted to sleep. They do it for a while, they do it once, they get bored of it, they move on. Or someone that is with you in a relationship, but they cheat or they move on, or they're immature because they're young and they're not really settled and they don't really know what they want. I think people don't really mature until their late 20s probably, or early 30s. You know, there's so many good looking women out there and they're in their 30s and they're single, and you're just thinking, what the fuck? Like, why can't you just find someone? I think it's the women that's the problem here most of the time. The girls though too. I understand. Yeah. Like I was in, like a few months ago, I was in the city and I seen a good looking girl. I said, hey, I think you're cute. Can I get your number? No, sorry. Giggling awkwardly. And then like she was with her friend, and then I heard her friend saying as I was walking away, what did he say? Oh, he just asked for my number. And then two of them are just giggling. You know? Like, they're in no rush to get a guy. They're in no rush to get sex. Like, you know, they can go on Instagram and ask any guy whenever, and you know he's gonna come out like a light. He's not gonna say no. You know what I mean? They can just be happy and be single and then just have casual sex whenever they want, because they know no guy is going to say no. And then they go on that fucking OnlyFans shit, and then retards fucking pay for their pictures and are making them rich. Literal retards, when you can literally just go on porn and look at that for free. You know? You got giggled. Met a really good girl right now down the street from me. Doesn't date app. Well, that's good, bro. OnlyFans girls now, yeah. Like, people that actually pay to see those pictures are actually just literally just stupid. Like, they're just enabling them to just be users and just be whores and hoes. You know? Just sitting in your room taking pictures and just getting rich off it. Like, it's fucking bullshit in my opinion. Like, you know? Why don't they just get a real fucking job? They're gonna look down on us for working at McDonald's, but yet they're gonna fucking take pictures of their fucking body so creepy old pervs can masturbate over it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're up against. I'm not saying every girl, but there is a lot of that, and you can't deny that. You sound jealous. Okay, whatever you want to think. I think I'm more a bit pissed off than jealous. You know, because it's just so fucking hard nowadays, bro. But it is what it is. Thing with the OnlyFans. Hi. He's talking real stuff. I agree, bro. I'm talking real life things. Like, that is happening. Like, even yesterday when I was on the stream, I seen a girl that only looked like 26, 27 at most, maybe 24, 25, and she was in a guy's car that looked like in his late 50s. He's already starting to go wrinkly and bald. Like, do you think that if he was a street sweeper, that she'd be in that car with him, and it was like an old Toyota that was like rusty? No fucking way, bro. You know, but because it was a brand new luxury BMW, you know, and he has money, and then he's gonna fucking bring her around the world, buy her gifts, buy her expensive cocktails and clothes, and then, you know, the exchange is she gives him sex, and, you know, she's using him and he's using her, and they know that, and it's not gonna last, the relationship. You know, when he dies, she'll just find someone else to use, and they just live the life of Riley. They live the life of luxury for free, you know. And those people end up just getting used, those women. And I've no respect for them because they don't even respect themselves. He's from Ireland. It's stupid to pay money for a picture of someone they don't even actually know. Even if you know them, I still wouldn't even be paying it. Why give your hard-earned money to someone to just show you a picture when she doesn't even actually like you? It's actually sad. Like, oh wow, you seen her boobs, you seen her pussy. So what? You know, you can find someone else that you don't know on porn and look at it for free. I think it's just lonely guys who do that. Thanks for telling me. Please don't cuss on the phone or I will delete you. Okay, no worries, bro. They're all whores and you just gotta find the right one for you. 100%, bro, but they're worse than us. Capitalism, dude. I understand that. Don't you have a job to go to? I'm looking for a job at the moment. I'm from India. Nice to meet you. And don't start judging me and saying, oh, he's talking trash, but he doesn't even work. I have worked a long time in my life. I just went through some struggles, mental health, insomnia, I had to just quit for a while, but now I'm trying to get back because I'm doing well. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has to take a break now and again when they're not well. Bro, you're a fucking retard, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like, we're just talking real stuff, and he got to... Coming from a dude like you must be lonely. Bro, if I amn't, why does that even matter? We're just talking about society, the way everything is just money driven nowadays, like, and it's hard to find real love. Like, it's hard to find that true, genuine woman. That's all we're saying. It's just a topic of conversation. Like, do you turn around and say, oh, well, he must be lonely? That's irrelevant, bro. That's nothing to do with even what I'm saying. And even if I was, that's not the topic we're talking about. No, that's what we're saying. Not all, but like a lot. A lot. Like, I've had women that have literally stopped talking to me because I'm not driving a car. Like that kind of shit. That's just so low and shallow of them. Even though I was in the process of learning and getting the test, they just like, no, skip, we'll find the next guy that has the car. I won't give you my love because you don't have the car. It's like you have to buy their love. You have to buy their love. Like, that's not real love. Like, if she is an only fan or something like that, you don't actually know her. I wouldn't have anything to do with someone that was even on that. And even if they done it once, I wouldn't have anything to do with somebody that was on that because I don't trust them. Like, once they do that, the trust is gone because it just goes to show you that they'll just do anything for money. That they just don't want to get a real job. Like, I wouldn't even trust someone. I've nothing to do with someone like that. And they're probably lying about their body count as well. They probably been with 100 guys. Words upset you, yeah. If she only... Yeah, bro. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think there's a few genuine girls that really like you for you. But they're hard to come across. And I did meet a few, but I fucked it up because I was drinking a lot. And then they kind of just like got off put by that. And then they left. But I was drinking a lot for a reason because I was going through some trauma and stuff. But they didn't even give it patience. They should have just waited a month or two. But they just waited a week and seeing me doing it like most days and then just ditched, which is kind of fair enough. I understand. They just assume you're an alcoholic and they don't want to be with someone like that. And that's how I was at the time. But I think if I just keep up the good work I'm doing now, the way I'm not drinking now, you'll find someone, that would truly love you for you. That's the thing, But it's hard to find genuine women, but they are out there, If you go to the church, you'll find really good ones that truly love you for you. But then they're into Jesus, they're into praying and all that. And then that's over the top for me. Like, I don't like someone or to be with someone that's just praying. Everything is about God, God, God. Where you can't even have a beer or two if you wanted to in the future, Like, I remember a guy from the church, he wouldn't even go to the cinema because there was action and there was guns in the movie. Like, that's how crazy it is. Like, I like someone that thinks about it a little bit, but not everything is revolved around that. But it's hard to get the balance. It's either some fucker that doesn't care about it at all and is a whore, or it's either, she's a gold digger and she wants to use you, or you either meet someone that's from the church and they're just, everything is about God. It's hard to find that perfect person that is just in the middle and you get that balance. But it is out there. Yeah. Same is said for males. Come later. Here, I like the video. Okay. Get that message show member provided to find other like done. Do you remember Sandy when I was talking to Tiger? I remember him one day saying on the stream, he was like, I said to him, like, why do you have all that designer like clothes? And he was like, oh, because I like it, it's cool, And I said, why don't you wear pennies? Well, pennies is like Irish cheap stuff, so why don't you just wear cheap clothes with no brands? And then he was like, oh, because the girls won't like that, That's not how it works nowadays. Like, he was basically saying if you go around in cheap clothes, like, your value is going to be seen as less to women. But a lot of the times, that's how you actually get rich, just by wearing cheap clothes. You know? Back hello. Hello. Bro, I know nothing about Leeds. I've never been there. But yes, you're right. Cheap or sheep. Come on, that guy has to be messing, bro. He has to be messing. Is he just saying sheep because I'm Irish and there's loads of sheep in Ireland, or what's he doing? I do think the cheap clothes here don't look appealing. No, they do look like that you don't have money and you're on a budget. You know? But I mean, you can buy some nice designer clothes, but you don't have to go crazy. Like, you don't have to buy really expensive ones. You can buy like mid-range ones, you know? But I do think the really cheap clothes, anyways, the quality doesn't be great. They don't last as long, and then you're just replacing them more often. So I think you're actually spending more money in the long term by doing that. Yeah. I'm back. Hello. How are you? Cheers. What's up? I think for women it's different, you know? Like, I like designer clothes. I just find the cheap ones just don't really last after a few washes. They fall out of shape. They don't stay on as long. But you can get mid-range clothes that do have a brand, but they're not like really expensive. And they'll last like long, you know? I think for stuff like socks and underwear, it doesn't really matter if they're cheap. But like t-shirts can sometimes fall out of place, you know? But again, it just depends. Like, it depends what you wear. Jeans is fine. Like, if you're a 50-year-old, 40-year-old, and you're just wearing cheap jeans, they'll last. But the stuff like the t-shirts, the tracksuit bottoms, the shorts, they don't really be great quality. Order online in bulk. I don't really buy clothes online that much. I usually go into the shop. Because sometimes with brands, you might get a Nike, and like, I could be a size large. But then in the Adidas, I could be an XL because it's smaller. I prefer to actually go into the shop and try it on. But with shoes, I'll order online because you can never go wrong. Like, you know, a size 11 is a size 11, you know. But sometimes with clothes, like a large in this brand could be smaller than that large in another brand, you know. Yeah, it is beautiful. Probably going to go inside now because I've been out all day. This is Hout, no, Sandy Cove. Awesome accent, bro. Whereabouts in Ireland? From Dublin. Dublin, Ireland, bro. Same place as Conor McGregor, but I'd say I live in a better place than him, nicer place. Me too. I also prefer to walk in the stores, try clothes by myself. I don't want price packs on the internet. Yeah, exactly. Because that's what happened to me recently. I bought a pair of jeans online, and the sizing on the website said, you know, small, medium, large, XL, and then it even goes to XXL, I think. So I ordered the large because usually, like in tracksuit bottoms and stuff, I'm large, and I thought, like, okay, it probably has like elastic around the waistband if they're going by large. Like, usually they go by waist sizes, not by large, because they're jeans. So I thought, like, they could be, because you get some jeans over here where they don't go by waist size, they go by like medium or large, but it has like elastic on the waistband. So I just assumed, okay, I'll go for large. They come, they get delivered to the house, I try them on, and then they're too tight. And then when I look inside where it says large, it also says next to it that they were like a 34, which is too small. But it didn't say on the website 34, it just said large. The description wasn't explained properly. So then I had to go all the way back into the city on a train, go into the shop, return them, and then get a bigger size because the stupid website was not explaining it properly. It was just saying large, like which is stupid. But then on the actual jeans itself, it was like large 34. So then I had to get the XL, which was a 36, because I don't like jeans that are tight, you know. Like I like all clothes a little bit baggy and loose. Even though the large was probably my size and probably fitted just perfect, I always like just a bit of looseness. I don't like tight clothing at all. Coming soon. How do I hide the chat? I don't need to see. You can't really just hide it, bro. Like, you're not a moderator. People are gross these days, not taking any chances trying to close one about other people's law. I guess. But, like, just take one from the bottom or something. But, like, it's not like underwear or socks, you know what I mean? Like, it's just jeans, but I understand what you're saying, but I'm fine with it. Just, if you're really paranoid about, just wash them before you wear them. So the Dublin needs to be fixed, but I can't find flaws here. I'm watching the live of Dublin City right now. No, this is not Dublin City. This is a nice part. Dublin does need to be fixed. When they say Dublin needs to be fixed, they mean Dublin City needs to be fixed. Like, here is peaceful, here is calm. But when you go into the city, it's full of crackheads. You know, it's full of junkies. It's full of scumbags. It's losing its Irish culture. There's loads of scumbag fucking immigrants that are not paying tax and are fucking probably illegal, that are just leeching off the fucking system, that are committing crime, carrying blades that should be removed. You know, this is the nice part. This is not the city, so you're actually confused there. I've bought many clothes I've never worn because it doesn't fit properly. I CBA returning the most time. I can't. He meant I can't return most time. Lol. One a week. Everyone is different. Yeah. Is it safe to visit there? I always wanted to go, but no, you're not a fan of the British. Of course it's safe to visit here, even if you're British, bro. No one cares about that, bro. Unless you fucking, like, went to, like, a really, you know, Catholic pub, and then you're wearing a Union Jack t-shirt, and then you start talking about the British Army, well, then you're probably going to be attacked, yeah. But no, if you just, you know, walk along by yourself and you don't wear any political slogans, and you don't talk about anything political, you'd be perfectly fine, you know. Then isn't Dublin, which city is that then? This is Sandycove, Dublin, so it's in the suburbs. Okay, Dublin is the county. Okay, Dublin is the county. But then when people say, oh, I visited Dublin, mainly they mean the city of Dublin, like Dublin city centre. But this is County Dublin, so this will be on the outskirts of the city, like 45 minutes by train, next to the sea. So it's actually Sandycove, Dublin, where Dublin is just Dublin. Like, where I'm talking about, that's the shithole, that's just Dublin. But this is Sandycove, Dublin, if you get what I mean. You know? Cheers, mate. I'll make a trip there one day. Looks so lovely. Bro, many British people have went to Ireland and they've been perfectly fine. You know what I mean? You'll be fine. Like, just don't be talking about the IRA or the British or blah, blah, blah. And then everything is all good, bro. Because people don't really want to talk about that kind of thing, you know? And then you're absolutely fine, you know? I hope you come to visit one day. You know, you'll really like it, bro. Very expensive homes near you. Yeah, I know. Sandycove, yeah. Like your name, Sandy, but with a cove instead of Sandy Bit. And I think the reason why they called it that is because it's near the beach. The sand, so sandy. And then I don't know, I think like a cove is like a rock or something. I think, I'm not sure. And there's like a lot of rocks around. Ireland is very safe. Well, most of it is very safe in general. But there has been an increase of crime in the big cities, and we know why, because it's the immigration problem that the government is not doing anything about. because they're making money off it and they're betraying their people. Once I bought a beautiful t-shirt online and it came up so synthetic. I really love the design, but I had to return it. Oh, that's terrible. Did you ever buy clothes off Timo? I'd done that before. And like sometimes when you buy t-shirts, on the picture the print is in the center, but then when you actually get it, it's lopsided, the print. It's ridiculous. You got to be careful ordering stuff off Timo. You can't really trust it sometimes. Yo, where's this? Looks nice. Oh, it's Sandy Cove, Dublin. We've just got nasty people in my country, so I'll just stick to online orders, cheaper and custom clothing. Yeah, people here are usually clean and not really nasty, so I don't really worry about it here, Sandy. Is it there? No, don't use Timo. It depends what you're buying, like, you know. I bought some things from Timo before, because you can't buy one thing because it's not even worth shipping it because it's coming from China. You have to buy like multiple things. I bought some things that have been really useful and really good quality. And then I bought some things that are just shit. Like, it's hit and miss with Timo, you know. But they're really cheap stuff anyways, like. So it's not like you lost a lot of money. And sometimes if the product is like really cheap, like if it's under a €5, like sometimes a lot of the time they'll just refund you. And you don't even have to bring the product back. Hi. Sounds like American Democrats. Hello, Irish boy. Hello, how are you? My ancestors came from Ireland to Britain during the famine. Ireland is on my list. At the bottom. Why at the bottom, Sandy? Timo's alright. I just wouldn't trust electronics. Wasn't there? I say just refund if it's crap. Yeah. Hi, how are you? I bought earrings from Timo, and also like a necklace and also a bracelet. The bracelet and necklace is really good. It came out really cool, but the earrings were just fucking shit. I just got a refund for them, and I just threw them out. I wouldn't recommend Timo. Yeah. And the stuff takes a long time to come as well. Like, minimum like 2 weeks. I thought that Ireland is A to Z, grasslands only law. I've only seen postcard pictures. What does that mean? Timo's alright, I just wouldn't trust electronics, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about what it's all made from, yeah. Sun is good but costs more. Yeah, well, that's why it costs more. Look at my comment, Sean. I think I read it. I thought that Ireland is A to Z, grasslands only. Lol. I have seen only postcard pictures. What does that mean, A to Z, grassland? Is that what you meant? I've never used Timo or Shein. I tried Wish once and never again. What happened on Wish, bro? I've used Shein once and it was crap. But it just depends what you buy. And I've used Timo like about 3 times, and I bought a bunch of items, and like, to be honest, half of the shit was good and then half of it was just crap, you know. Like, you order a t-shirt and then the print is supposed to be in the middle and then it's on the side, you know. But then I order a necklace and then it looks like really expensive and really real, but it's actually fake and you wouldn't know the difference, and it's actually really good quality. So it's hit and miss, you know what I mean? I got some kids' toys from Which, and they were so dangerous, I had to throw them away. Whoa. Really? How are they really dangerous? I'm trying to find your comment, okay? I don't know how to say your name. Asha. There's so many things there. CBA can't be arsed. Which comment? I'm really sorry, I can't really find it. You might have to type it again. Dublin looks nice. It's quite quiet and aesthetic, yeah. Me too. I also prefer to walk into stores and try to clothes by myself. I don't want to surprise packages on the internet. I've read that. What comment are you talking about? don't know what comment. How much of those street side t-shirts cost there? The cheapest of the cheapest ones. Okay, you can get a t-shirt for $2.50, and it has no print on it. It's just a basic white plain t-shirt, or you can get like a basic black plain t-shirt, a basic navy t-shirt, and it's just like $2.50. And then after like a wash or two, like it's not sitting on your waist properly, it's just hanging off. Like the front of it will just be hanging. It'll be like a dress. Like I'd wear it under a coat in the winter, but in the summer I wouldn't be wearing it because it would look ridiculous. Is that your comment? Beautiful bright grass. Yeah. Sharpie toys from China. A to Z means from starting to the end. If I rewrite then I would say I thought that Ireland is only starting to the end grasslands. Only see postcard pictures. Yeah. No, the postcard pictures just show you the nicest places. They don't show you everything. Brittle plastic that snaps so easy to sharp. Oh, that's terrible. You can actually get cut with plastic as well. You know, if it's sharp, it can be dangerous. Ken, sweetie, see you, bye. Like these guys, you know, like they're all speaking Arabic. They probably all live in free taxpayer funded hotel, and then they're working as barbers. They're probably money laundering as well. You know, I know all about it. And they don't integrate. What benefit do they bring to Ireland? Only just haircuts, like, you know. And then they probably collect all the money and then go back to their home country and then build a fucking house and they're rich. This is 3 or 4 years ago. They wouldn't even have been standing here, you know. So that's how Ireland has changed, if you want to know, guys. Sharp plastic is very dangerous. Yes, my husband, as a kid, had a piece through his foot. Whoa, that sounds horrible. As a kid, I used to set fire to things out of boredom. Just find like old papers and then sometimes find like bits of plastic and just set fire to it with deodorant and matches or a lighter. You know, like it was just boredom. I used to get a thrill out of it. I don't do that anymore, like, because it's bad for the environment and, you know, it's illegal and it's just like, what's the point? Like, it's just a bit of fire. When I was younger, I found that kind of stuff fascinating, but there was once or twice where I picked up a piece of the plastic and then it was like dripping and then it dripped onto my skin and it's like, melted plastic going onto your skin. That's another bad one as well. Really, yeah, I did. Yeah, when I was younger, I was bored. And it wouldn't even be a big fire. It'd just be like a few things on the ground. You just throw a sock in, you just throw pieces of paper or an old book or something. And then just throw like, I don't know, like a little piece of plastic on it. How much, yeah. Free bird, morning, afternoon, Sean. It's afternoon here. Hello, how are you? Where are you from? There's so many Americans around here. That guy was like, you just let it go, then you won't have a problem, you know? I don't know why there's so many around at the minute. Like, I've actually seen since Trump came into office, like a lot of them are just running away and coming to Ireland. And people might say, oh, it's because of the summer they're traveling, but yeah, that as well. But I think it's a lot to do with Trump because I never seen so many, especially on this side of Dublin. You know, this is not really like the most popular spot, and like it's still not fully in the summer yet. So it's definitely because of that, I have to say. And even like when he came in office, this was during the winter in Ireland. It was freezing, and there was still a lot of them coming here. So I think they're all like, "Oh, I don't like Trump, so I'm just going to run away to Ireland," which I think is ridiculous. Some Mad Max stuff going on. Yeah, there is, bro. People that are leaving America. Maybe they're worried that like they might be nuked or they might be attacked because of Iran or something like. But I don't see that happening. Colorado, USA. That was a good American accent. Is that where you're from? Colorado, USA, is it? I've always been good at doing the American accent. It's really easy to mimic. Yes, sir. What kind of state did that sound like, that accent that I did? Where did it say? Like, if you were to hear me talking like that, would you know that I'm faking the accent? Or would you think I'm American? And where would you think I'm from if you thought so? Or where would you think I'm trying to mimic? Because I don't really know the difference in the American accents that much. Like, I know the difference in the New York one because obviously everyone knows, and then the southern states. But I can't really, most of the time, I can't tell which exact state. Like, I missed the American accent. It's one from Essex. I don't like that. Americans say water. Instead of saying water, they say water, don't they? Yeah. Some are trying to flee here to Canada. That's crazy, bro. Can you do hillbilly? Yeah, but I need to move away from the people. What you want me to say, though? Norman. I know this guy. Norman. 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 Oh my God, he can't even hear me. He has his headphones on. I don't want him to think I'm stalking him. He's just a guy that I know that's staying here. Can you hillbilly say water with a D? Oh, how are you? How are you? I was just knocking there.
There's me looking for things. What have I forgot?
Do you know I've been doing this YouTube channel, just going around walking and talking, and there's people joining from all over, like America and UK and everything. It's pretty cool.
Joining you?
Yeah, and they're asking me questions.
They can't see me, can they?
No, they can't. I'm just looking at the ground now.
Good on you. How are you, folks? How do you like the Irish tarmac? That was invented by Mr. McAdam.
Look, you can just see in front.
And that's why it's called tarmac, because it was invented by a Mr. McAdam, a Scottish man.
But you know,
a civil engineer, and so he built bridges and roads.
But you see him, the Polish fella, right? Most of the time,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was just like, you know, just Like, just leave him. Like, it's none of your business, none of my business. He's like, no, tell me. He's real paranoid or something, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why he told me he's paranoid. That was.
But he could have just said that, though. He could have just said that.
Paranoia.
But he tries to twist it, and then he says, "Oh, I didn't do
CIA.
anything."
No. Like if
And then he says, "Oh, you almost got me into a fight with him, trying to blame me." Like,
No. You only told the truth. I said it word for word what you said to me, and you said and you only repeated what he said to you.
Yeah, but
he
he's
even admitted saying it.
But he's probably going to do it again, isn't he?
Well, if he does, just say, look, your man even told you, the three of us were in a little conclave, and you were told on certain days I can't talk to people. Today is one of those days, and just walk away.
Yeah.
If he badgers you, then I'll get stuck in again. But no, I don't like fucking people asking questions about me. This is because of my children. It's not because of me. I'm not that vain. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't give a fuck what people think of me.
Yeah.
What people think of me is none of my business.
And it's very nosy as well, you know.
Do you see that black car?
Yeah.
There's a one of mine parked there. It's the only place in Dunleary, that road, that you don't have to pay for parking, right?
Yeah.
And your man parks his camper van there, right? It just fits right up to this yellow line, right? And the back of his camper stops just at the double yellow line, right? And every time he goes out, he gets the wife to put the golf in the way.
Does
so
he?
I can't have it.
Fuck.
It's a fucker. If I ever got that, you know, there's my bins, there's my church, there's my coffee, there's my electricity.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping to engage with somebody that knows more about solar panels that feed batteries.
Yeah.
There seems to be a place in Dean's Grange that's detailed in that.
Someone said
That's
afternoon
lovely
from
clothing.
Michigan, USA. What's up from Michigan, USA? How are you?
The church.
You don't want to be in this, no?
No, well, I don't mind my voice being in it,
But just
I
your
don't want
voice,
yeah, not anything else.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. That's our version of the what's the word in France? Notre Dame. The Notre Dame. The rose window was the famous window.
And I'm good.
in
How are
Notre
you?
Dame.
Oh wow, so pretty. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's just the Church of Ireland church. Very beautiful, but very common in Ireland, and especially in a built-up area, you'd have one every few miles. Then the houses.
This is
here,
Sandy Cove, Dublin, by the way.
This is all Edwardian and Victorian houses. No, sorry, they're not Victorian. They're Georgian. So there'd be Georgian and Edwardian. Some windows are great, like these, and then you can have rattly windows like the one over there, number 11, I think.
It was rattling this morning, and I had to open
The
it.
window's open.
And then I was
the window that's open over there, folks. That's a rattly window, and if you can see, for the people with close eyes, you can see that there's mold growing when you open up the first class window, and that's very bad for the lungs. It's carcinogenic. And it's been mentioned to the landlord. That could be the landlord walking in now, because
No, it's not. It's not.
Like
He's going into the other house.
Okay.
But he went in the same gate.
I know what you mean. That's allowed. But you'd say if you went in that gate and walked across, there'd be an issue. Do you know what I mean? There was an issue with me parking my camper van here. Couple one were rude. Person two walking his dog was really nice, a lovely guy, and could understand my side of it, and was totally chilled. I asked if he could chill out his neighbours. Person number 3 came over and said I was just out of line and I shouldn't be parking here. And I said, listen pal, I said, I pay my car tax. I said, this is open to the public. I've paid my parking. There's no stipulation whether or not I'm allowed to stay here. I am allowed to stay here. And he says, no, but you see, the reason that that's an issue, and it is an issue, is because you live in it. It's a semi-domicile. I says, it's a movable domicile. I said, I stay here for a few days and then I go. I said, but you know what? I says, I know hundreds of people in the city centre with tents. And I says, that's a lovely bit of grass, I said. I said, I could get that, if a couple of phone calls, I could have that filled with tents instead of having them stuck in the city centre, miles away from the sea, miles away from the luckiness that you have here. So that shut him up. His jaw hit the ground. And I'd say he was a barrister or something, because he came over full of confidence and he went home with his fucking tail between his legs. You have to be an alpha if you want to be on
She
your
said,
own.
I have sash windows like that, half of them falling out, landlord doesn't fix them and stopped me fixing them.
Yeah, if he stops you fixing them, you should put it in writing. If you then give him a copy of I refuse to allow any work to be done on the sash windows. Please sign it. When you have those two pieces of information, well, the first one might be I do give this person your name, if you please.
No, they know my
permission.
name, Sean.
So I do give Sean permission to fix the sash windows and get him to sign it and date it and try and get a witness. And or if you really want to go that far, try charge him for you go to a solicitor's and it's called a promissory note, and
He's meeting one of them.
And then at that point you start saving your rent. You don't pay him a penny rent, and you start saving the rent, but you don't spend the rent on sweets, or in other people's part of the world they might spend it on alcohol or the betting shop or whatever. In my world it was sweets, hence I've got so many fillings. But when he gives you the white smoke, when he gives you the good news, save up enough money to get a specialist out, fix the windows, and then start paying your rent again. So so don't give him a choice. In other words, it's your health. It's carcinogenic.
Do you think the best thing to do is where I am?
It's cancer giving.
Do you think the best thing to do is get a ladder and then you can clean the top?
Well, you have to get rid of that first of all. You have to get
bleach
rid of it,
and a
right?
J-claw or something.
No. You get him to pay for somebody to do it professionally.
And the council just
and then
ignore.
once it's done, it'll just start again. Are you with me? So you have to get the windows fixed, changed, replaced.
And they won't. I've already told them numerous times.
Well, you go down to the council.
I
and
have.
In actual fact,
I said it's a health hazard.
One of the windows he has is breaking regulation.
Which one?
Just because his neighbour broke regulation. That one above the black door is not a sash window. It's
That's
a window
double glaze.
that opens like that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's not a window that you pull down.
No.
So he's already broken the regulations. So the Bord Pleanála would love to know about him. Breaking grade 1 regulations in Sandyford, and he's probably a solicitor.
Do you know what this guy?
He'd be fucked.
This guy is just being a dick. He said we should put an iPass centre out here. What a fucking idiot.
What is an iPass centre?
You know those buildings full of Afghanis and they're getting free meals and free accommodation and all?
What's wrong with that? Not necessarily Afghanis, but
there's enough of them. There's enough of them, and a lot.
There isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
There's enough of them.
France. Go to
we don't need any of those places.
We took in about 1% of what Germany and Scandinavia took in.
Yeah, but we're a tiny country. You know what I mean? We don't need any more.
1%
we don't.
Of what Germany and Scandinavia.
A lot of them are sexually. A lot of them are sexually assaulting people and doing terrorism.
That's Pakistan. That's people from Pakistan. And
so are the Afghanis as well.
And there's
look at links in the UK.
In the UK where an Afghan
There's about 10 or 20 or 30
raped a. Well, there might be, but that's only per head per capita. Do you know what I mean? There's as many Irish people in America doing the same thing.
Yeah, but look.
Do you know what I mean?
We already have a housing crisis. Why bring in more people?
You're sounding like that. You're against helping people that need help.
No, because we're 10.
I'd love if
it's not that. It's not that.
Syria moved to this.
No way. I'd fucking move.
Why?
I couldn't put up with that.
You couldn't have the country to become metropolitan. So
No.
it's more like London and New York and like so that there's
Not here,
every
not here though.
nationality that you can imagine.
Not here, no.
No, that's pure racist.
Do you think so?
Oh, I know
It's not.
so.
It's not.
I know so. What about gays? Would you live next door to a gay?
That's different. I don't mind that as long as they just leave me alone. You know.
Well, dude, it's same with these people. They leave you alone, don't they? And when they don't, you just go over and you fucking give them a straightener. If that's what your man was going to get, I would have got the fucking worst of it. He'd have kicked lumps out of me. But I wasn't letting it go, like, asking about my financial affairs. It's a step too far. And that's why it doesn't matter the size of the person. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the amount of fight in the dog. So anyway, as I say, I repeat, unreservedly, I'd have got the fucking lard kicked out of me. And for anybody who doesn't know what lard is, it's a byproduct of boiling meat, beef especially, and they cook chips in it in Ireland, and fish.
Do you know what some guy said to you?
What?
Dude, the undocumented numbers of them are insane in the US. I witnessed them bringing them in by hundreds every single day at one air base for over
Yeah,
for over
that's-
2 years. Imagine what's happening
That's
at all
all
bases.
from one demographic going over to another demographic. I'm talking about people from all over the world, as long as they're in need of help. If they're genuine refugees, I'm not saying if they're all Mexicans sneaking through a tunnel. I don't agree in that, but I agree in people that are in danger in Mexico being allowed in legally and easily. I'm sure if they want to get out of the situation they're in, they should really ask, can they live in Scandinavia? Can they live in Germany?
What do you think-
France,
what do you think-
Ireland, England, somewhere like that.
What do you
Because
think about-
We'll give people even from America and Mexico refugee status.
I know, but did you know when Angela Merkel brought in 1 million Syrians, rape increased and terrorism increased dramatically?
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
That's
they
why we don't
only
want it.
rape women. If a man is outspoken in the area or in the village or whatever, it's not a sexual thing. It's a punishment thing, and it's a way to keep the person completely terrified of you. So they're not just raping women; they rape men as well. I've read a story where a prison guard, his colleagues raped him, and
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
prison?
a prison in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that was a common thing, like, you know, that especially male prisoners, they'd be generally, don't have that camera in here
No,
near
no.
me. Generally, they'd be getting the same treatment as the women. And, well, not the exact same treatment, obviously, but how am I going to make that turn in the morning, eh? I suppose I'll drive up that way.
Why don't you
I'll
just drive out? Why
reverse.
don't you just drive over the grass like you?
No, I don't want to bash the
Oh,
good
yeah.
work you did with me yesterday. I forgot to say, I only gave you 20 quid, but you were with me a lot longer than 20 minutes, weren't you?
No, 20 is grand. Like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
You sure you're sure?
You're a nice guy, so.
Fair play. Thanks.
You know what I
for
mean?
this.
I wouldn't
Thanks
want
for
any
that,
more
Sean.
money.
Well, no, probably what I'll do is I can go straight up there, and I'd probably get a 3-point turn up there. Although, if I reverse into this corner, I can drive straight out
Yeah.
there.
I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna head off now, right?
All right, yeah.
Nice
yeah.
talking to you.
You too, kid.
Maybe I'll see you tomorrow or something.
Yeah, I must tell you my phone number one of the day.
Yeah.
And,
See you. No, it's okay. I will, yeah. Okay. Yo, guys, look, he just talks and he just rambles and rambles and rambles, but I was just trying to sort out a situation with him earlier where there was one of the neighbours that was like trying to have a go at me, and he like defended me, you know. But I don't agree with his political opinion on the migrants. I think it's a big problem. Shouldn't be happening. A lot of them are repaying kindness with crime. I don't think it's racist to want to live in your own hood with your own people. You know, I don't think it's racist at all. You know, if blacks were to stay with blacks, would he call them racist? That's the question. You know, we don't need to change Ireland. It's fine as it is. We don't need to import 1 million undocumented people that we know nothing about. I disagree with him on that. Lots of Pajeets in Ireland. Yeah, and the UK is to blame for that as well a lot, because if we weren't invaded and we didn't speak English as a first language, they probably wouldn't really have much of a strong urge to come here. There wouldn't be as much appeal to come here. So they probably wouldn't be coming here in such large numbers, and that's another problem that the government needs to sort out. But the government don't give a fuck. We need to leave the EU. They're not going to leave the EU anytime soon, unfortunately. Sounds exactly like the guy who was every pub rambling about shite. 100%, bro. Teacher, please stop the lesson. How am I supposed to understand when my beloved has forgotten me? That just sounds like shite. Sounds drunk, lol. He always sounds like that. He just be on the fucking heroin or something. He takes drugs. He always sounds like that. Are you drunk? Not me, no. But he always sounds like that. Dude, the undock numbers, yeah. No time to pile more on the plate. Exactly, Lollipop. Like, we already have a fucking housing problem. Why would you bring in so many fucking immigrants? And then, you know, it's not going to help the situation. There's no logic in his thinking. It's not racist to want to defend your country. Look what happened with Germany. They opened the floodgates to 1 million Syrians, rape through the roof, sexual assault through the roof, stabbings, strap bomb to yourself, Allah Akbar, killing people, walking down the road with a knife, stabbing people, shouting Allah Akbar. Like, what European person does that? Zero. That's the difference. It's not racism, it's just a fact. His thinking is so stupid. And if it was his daughter or his kid, I think he would change his mind pretty quickly. Or maybe he wouldn't, because he's so stupid. But he is a nice guy. He is down to earth. He will help you. But I just don't agree with his left wing side, you know? I personally believe the platypus isn't the real culture. I don't know, bro. Okay. To answer your question, Sean, your accent just sound like a typical American brainwashed entitled idiot. Can't pinpoint civilization state. Probably divide controller. Surveilled here, by the way. Haha, I laugh my ass off. Of course it's racist. Your people gentrify everywhere you go. Okay, so it's racist to want to protect your country. Okay. What an idiot. What do you mean? What if they do, lol? So yous can do it, but nobody else. Do what? Irish for the Irish only. I think immigration can be a good thing to meet people from other cultures, but it's out of hand. It's out of fucking hand is the problem. It needs to be limited and, you know, definitely slowed down a lot. And we need to be having way more kids than they ever are. Clergy plan, 100%. A few of my ancestors died in the workhouses in Ireland. Oh, really? Sorry to hear that. What about, like, immigrants allowed if they build 2 houses? I don't know, bro. Like, this whole thing with all these people coming over on boats in the UK, it's all just a scam. You know, like, do you think every single one of them is in danger and we need to help them? No. The UK is already overwhelmed with enough immigrants. They don't need any more. You know, they're already having grooming gangs, stabbings, terrorism. Like, they've all had them issues. They don't need any more. You know, they're just not protecting their citizens. They're just trying to look after everybody else but their own. And just because, you know, they're afraid of being called racist, they just want to, you know, be the nice guy. And then the migrants are repaying kindness with crime and stabbing you guys in the back. And you guys just keep allowing it every time. Not just the UK, but like even most of Europe, you know. And he was saying, oh, the numbers are nothing compared to France and Germany. That's because we're a small country, but I've definitely noticed a big increase. And even if the numbers are nothing, we shouldn't even be taking them. If someone wants to come, pay tax legally, contribute to society. And then he's saying, oh, well, you know, what if someone needs help and they're genuinely fleeing war? That's fine, but they don't need to come all the way to Ireland, you know, over a dozen safe countries before they even got here. Why? Because we have the best welfare system in Europe. Why don't they go to Turkey or somewhere much closer? You know, it's ridiculous, like. because they're just, welfare opportunists. That's the way I see it. And I don't agree with him at all, to be honest with you. I think his logic, his thinking, his thinking is fucked up. There's no logic in his thinking, and he's brainwashed. But there was no point even arguing with him, because you can't argue with someone with that type of mentality, because he's just going to keep saying something, you're just going to keep saying something, and it's just going to turn into he said this, she said this, arguing, and you're just going to get nowhere. You can't get anywhere with someone with thinking like that. He's not going to change his thinking, I can see that. The arguments they show, I know. You're the most reasonable Irish person I think I've ever heard. Are you 100% Irish? Mostly. There might be a bit of Scottish there too, because my surname is Scottish. And my grandmother on my dad's side was from England. She was half Irish, half English. Her mother was Irish, her dad was from England. So there's definitely English genes, Scottish genes, but mostly Irish. Sure, who knows? I could have a bit of everything. There could be Scandinavian there, you don't know. I should do a DNA test. The arguments they show, yeah, a little bit of immigration is a good thing, but the purpose is to help the country people are emigrating to, not to help the people who are emigrating. It's white replacement. I get that. Like, I was walking down the street in Dublin City where there's a mosque a few weeks ago, and I was literally the only Irish person there. It's definitely like changed in the last 3 or 4 years, like we've never seen before. You know, like thousands coming in, hundreds and hundreds just being shipped in overnight into, old abandoned buildings that they've redone up and opened up, old office blocks that are not in use. They've just put hundreds of people, hundreds of mattresses on the floor, transforming towns overnight. Like I remember some towns, like a place, for instance, not too far from here called Blackrock, completely white place, untouched, and then next day it's just like the United Nations. Like, it's just Africans walking everywhere, Arabs walking everywhere, spending your tax euros or tax dollars, or you want to call it, contributing nothing, no intentions of integrating. Like, that's just bullshit. They need to all fucking go. A lot of the countries they're coming from, like Morocco, Algeria, like, there's no even fucking war. You can go on holidays there. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, our replacement, yeah. Please deport them 100%. But when I was saying nice guy, I mean, he is a nice guy. He would help you if you were stuck. He'd give you money. He would give you food if you were stuck. This guy, he's not a bad guy, but it's just his thinking is fucked up. And unfortunately, I think in Ireland is that the right-wing movement is not that big like it should be. I think it's like maybe 60% leftist, and then the rest is like right-wing. Where in places like Poland and Hungary and most Eastern European countries, like 99.9% is right-wing, and that's why their countries are not being fucked up. Europe is just suiciding itself, Human, please deport them all. Yeah. I should run for fucking president in this country, Everybody, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Do you want me to do you wanted me to do the hillbilly accent because I didn't get the chance to, because that guy was just rambling on. He never stops fucking talking. Okay. I'm from Texas. I just want to go get myself a Corona beer. I just want to get a pepperoni pizza, motherfucker. No, that wasn't great. The black American accent is easy. I'm from Compton, nigga. I'm from the hood, nigga. Are you trying to get smoked, boy? That's the way they talk, isn't it? Lol. Look up Kalergi. I know the Kalergi plan. It's happening in front of our faces, bro. Like, imagine just walking through a whole little town in Ireland that's untouched, You might get your odd immigrant, and then one day the government decides, okay, there's an empty office block. This is just someone's house, by the way. Let's just pretend there's an empty office block. It hasn't been used. It's been derelict. We're going to just bring in 600 men and put them in that building. And then next thing you know, you're walking down the street and it's like a whole different country, because you put in so much amount of people in such a small, confined space. And they have no money to their name. They're getting free welfare, free 3 meals a day, free food, not a fucking worry in the world. And then they get bored because they can't work because they're not legal. They have to wait 6 months before they can work. And then they're just bored, they have nothing to do. And then they're going around raping kids because they're bored. They're going around committing crimes because they're bored. You know, that's what's happening. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be a scam. Like, if someone wants to claim asylum and they're genuinely in danger, they should have actual factual evidence of it, not just saying it, not just believing what someone says, you know? And they should go to the first safe country, you know? And as well, we shouldn't have to, even if there's too many in danger and genuinely are, we shouldn't have to help everybody because we only have enough resources for ourselves. And if we help everybody, you know, we'll have no resources left. We're already overwhelmed as it is. We don't need all these people, you know. And like, you know, let Mexico sort out its own problems, you know. Stop trying to be the helping hand, you know. Let the Middle East sort out its own problems. You know, you can't help everybody. Just like if you give all your money to the homeless, you'll have no money left. You know, you can't help everybody. It's ridiculous. We're in Dublin. I was sub to you. Love from Britain AK. Once across the water. Thanks, bro. Whereabouts at Sandycope, Dublin? Always the same way of talking. Who, bro? Who's always the same way of talking? Me? But yeah, I don't really understand leftism. Like, there's no logic behind it. Like, it's just absolute, just stupid people that have the countries in a mess. The reason why the countries are in a mess is because of people like those, people like him. You know, they have blood on their hands. People getting stabbed, people getting raped. Oh, but white people do it as well. Yeah, they do, but you're just going to add to the problem, right? And what white person straps a bomb to themselves and stands in a crowd and says Allah Akbar and kills loads of people? Zero. You know, and if white people stab, it's not to do with religion. It's to do with they're mentally ill. It's to do with a drug feud. It's to do with drugs. Like, you know, but with these people, it's to do with you're an infidel. You know, you're not Muslim, so you must die. You know, that's the difference. The drug dealing things, American. Reputation is like you, no. Yeah. But those Americans, a lot of those Americans that are coming to Ireland that are escaping Trump, I think they are the leftist ones, you know. But to be honest, I'd rather have Mexicans than to have a load of Afghanis or Syrians, because at least the Mexicans are Christian, you know. At least they're not going around stabbing people, you know, and doing terrorism. Ireland hasn't had as much problems as the UK in terms of that, in terms of like illegal immigrant rapes and sexual assault and stabbings and terrorism. It has had nothing on a scale like the UK, nothing on a scale like Germany or France, you know. But definitely the last 3 or 4 years, it's creeped up a little bit, but still nothing on a scale compared to those countries. But that's because they've brought in these people that we never seen before, a lot of people that we've never seen before. But because we're a small country, it's still nowhere near the amount of people as the UK, France and Germany. But, you know, even one is bad enough. So that's why we've seen it happening a little bit, you know. And Irish people are sick of it. But the government just keeps on fucking bringing them, doesn't fucking listen. Okay, since Trump has come into office, it's changed a little bit. They've gotten a little bit stricter. They've cut funds to the Ukrainians. They have started deporting a lot of these people. But not enough. Like, they're just doing like maybe 30 or 40 every month. Or every month and a half, which is nothing. They need thousands by the day. You know? In shackles, in fucking military cargo planes, gone. You know? That's what they need to be doing. And people are going to hate me for that. I don't give a fuck. Not things, but things. Thugs. They hate us. You are a white man. Yeah, exactly. And drug dealing as well, like that shouldn't be tolerated. Like someone that's caught dealing drugs should just get a minimum of 25 years in prison, and then nobody would do it. You wouldn't have all these overdoses, you wouldn't have all these robberies, people robbing people's phones and putting knives to people to rob their money, because like people just wouldn't risk it. Like if you knew that you were caught selling, importing drugs and you got 25 years, you just wouldn't do it. You just wouldn't take the risk. You know, they're just too soft. Europe is just too soft. You know, that's another thing that should be changed as well. One a day, everyone have to go. Nice to meet you. I hope that you subscribed here. No, I don't. I could make Ireland beautiful, you know. The problem is bad politics. The reason why you go into the city and it's full of drunkies and homeless and drug addicts and fucking millions of migrants walking around is because bad politics. You know, you're not putting in tougher, stricter rules for people caught selling or using drugs. You know, you're not building enough affordable housing. You're profiting and getting rich off bringing in a lot of illegal migrants that are committing crime and hurting your people. But you don't care because it doesn't affect you, because the government, the people that are bringing them in, don't have to live with them, because they can emigrate and go retire in the Caribbean islands for the rest of their life and never have to worry. You know, they can live in the countryside where they never have to deal with it. It's the people that are just getting by, struggling, making, you know, ends meet or whatever, just making just normal money, just living in a normal place to have to put up with it. It's getting to a stage in a lot of towns in Ireland where people don't even feel safe to let their daughter even go to a club, even if she's an adult, she's 18, she's 21, to just go to a club and have a few drinks and come home, because there's a lot of weird Muslim men walking around the place that are up to no good. So it's down to bad politics. They need to just, military cargo planes, shackles, get the fuck out, thousands and thousands and thousands by the day, and then just stop giving them the freebies and they'll stop coming. And then, you know, they should make people pay tax for a certain amount of time before they're even eligible to apply for government housing and welfare. They should make it really strict, you know, and they should make people that are selling drugs and taking drugs, you know, maybe not the taking, because that's kind of more of a mental health kind of thing. Maybe the people that are contributing to it by selling them and importing them, if they were to get a lot of time in prison, I don't think people would do it because it just wouldn't be worth the risk. I think you could clean up Dublin in a couple of weeks with just the right fucking government. You know? We have to learn to out ourselves. We have a spice bag. Oh, and have a spice bag. Okay. Put. Somebody said put. I think there's a lot of logic in what I'm saying, though. Bring in a load of migrants, get rich off a profit, don't care about, you know, people selling drugs, importing drugs, destroying communities, just not changing the laws. It's just going to stay the way it is, and it's just going to get worse because they don't fucking give a fuck, you know? That's what I like about Trump. He actually cares about America. He actually cares about his people and puts his people first. Now, some people might say he's crazy, what he's doing, but he actually cares about his people. Why would we out ourselves? Come out. Hello. Howdy, peace. Said hi, how are you? Can someone check how many subs I'm on, because it means I have to leave the live and exit. I don't want to do that. If someone can, but if you can't, don't worry about it. I'll find out later anyways. 207. That's fucking good, bro. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, like I'm trying to get to 500 because then you have to reach 500, and then the next step YouTube puts it at is 1,000, and then I think if you get 1,000, you can get a super chat and all that. But I've only been starting the last 2.5 weeks, and I've managed to get to 207 in just 2.5 weeks, which is actually really good. Like if I can do that, I should be at 1,000 in no time. 208, okay. Greetings from Salzburg in Austria. Hello from Salzburg in Austria, bro. How are you? Everybody, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to go into the city tomorrow and I'm going to show all of you guys around what I'm talking about, the migrant problem. You're going to see it if you want to see it, or if you don't, I'll just go in and just eat some food and play some snooker or something. But I won't even need to even show you. Even just putting the camera and walking around, you'll just see it. You'll just see the change, how it changes from here to there. You know. I head back now. Nice boys, salute. I do. Taking a walk. Yeah, taking a walk. Sorry guys, the stream just got interrupted. I don't know. I think it was a connection issue or something. It keeps happening all the time. I don't know if I should just change my network. Hello, the real David. How are you, bro? I'm good, thank you. That's good, bro. Where are you from, bro? If everyone is new, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 500. I'm interesting. My channel is really interesting. I've only started recently, but I like talking to everyone here about anything, you know. Los Angeles, that's so cool, bro. We have loads of Americans coming here. LA sounds really cool. I'd love to go there someday, bro. So many fakes, David, out there. What's up, Freebird? You're back. Yasmina. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I think I need to change my data because it just kicks me out of the live and then the stream just gets interrupted. And like people that probably were about to subscribe or going to subscribe didn't get the chance to. Look, it is what it is. I'm still doing pretty well. Like, I've only been doing this 2.5 weeks, and I'm already at 209 subs, which is, that's not bad at all, considering it's not even 3 weeks. I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what it's like there. I've never seen pictures, but everybody knows what LA looks like or has some idea, because I would say in America, in New York and LA would be the most places ever talked about. It's 6:23 p.m. Wanker, he said. I don't know why. Wait 1 minute, guys. I'll be back. Bro, I've been walking for ages on the stream for so long. I'm tired now. I'm sure there are vampires everywhere. Just gonna make some dinner now. Hi, bro. Yeah, I tried to add your number, and I couldn't find you anywhere. I'd suggest maybe just make a Snapchat and then talk to me there. Or maybe if you have Discord or something. I'm still having connection problems from time to time. I don't have an Instagram, but I'll make one for you if you really want. But not right now, but when I get off the stream, 100% I'll do it. So cute for you. What are you talking about? See, I didn't know how to use Discord either, but I had to learn when someone told me to get it because they wouldn't get anything else, and I just had to. But if you really want me to, I'll do it after the stream. What's up, bro? Okay, I'll find you there when the stream is over, yeah? Everybody that's new, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I do. Did you change your name? It's not even lunch, it's dinner. It's late here right now. Just making mince and some potatoes, and I'm gonna put some broccoli on too. Where are you watching from? That's really cool that you're from Michigan. I'm having a problem with my my internet though. You know, like sometimes it's like just kicking me out of the live randomly for no reason, and it's like buffering and stuff. So I'm thinking of changing phone networks, but I can't do it right now because I think you have to go to the shop in person, and it's like in the evening. It's late. It wouldn't be open at this time. Watching from India. Yeah, I know you, bro. We met yesterday. If everyone is new, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It'd mean a lot to me. Just mince, beef mince, and potatoes that I'm gonna make mashed potato out of. Gonna use gravy. I'm gonna put some broccoli in when this heats up as well. Yeah, I'm just really tired today, bro, because I've been walking all day. And I'm trying to lose some weight too because the drinking a little bit put on a bit of a stomach, so I'm trying to walk a lot and like cut out fucking bad food. This beef mince, basically ground beef. Yeah, I think. This is what the packet looks like. I took it out of the bin, but you know, I don't know if that's backwards, but it's just beef mince. What are you cooking, bro, now? Mince, beef mince, potatoes. When this water heats up, I'm gonna put some broccoli in as well. I think it's the same. Yeah, it probably is. Sorry, guys. My phone died.